Seesaw Sanji here with another video. What I'd like to talk to you about today is the new Fallout series adaptation to video. Um, I don't know. I played some of the Fallout games. I'm not an expert on it by no means, but there's just some things about it, even from the very first episode, that are kind of off and quite don't make sense to me. When you first start out, you had this cowboy type character, and keep in mind that when this is supposed to be happening is the late 50s, early 60s, and you see him with either a mixed or a black girl as his daughter. That probably wouldn't take place that much. I mean, it's kind of progressive, even for those days. The world was a different place back then, so I don't know how realistic that would be. I wasn't around back then, but I just know the world was a different place back then, even in California. So it progresses onward, and we go to this vault dweller named Lucy. Um, there's many things. She starts off, giving this presentation of herself, and it shows her going through all these different courses. And one is a rifle range. First of all, that's more like a submachine gun. It's not really a rifle. Um, Second of all, she's doing it inside with no hearing protection. If you ever fired a gun in the inside of anything, any type of building or anything else, it is deafening, and it's not necessarily a sound thing. It's a air pressure thing. It is disorienting to do that without any type of hearing protection. Third of all, where are they getting all this ammunition from? After 200 years of being in a vault, um, where's their ammunition at? Where they're getting their ammunition from? And then they have this attack from this other vault. First of all, how do they exchange things and meet with these people all this time and not have some type of code word or not be familiar with these people or know who they are? Um, they should be something. Um, and then after they get through compilating, the breeding program that they have between the two vaults, um, she scans her with her pit boy, scans the guy with the pit boy, and knows he has radiation. And it's a telltale sign that he's been at the surface. Well, before that, the father has this big, speech that he gives, and he talks about, the radiation levels on the surface are dwindling to a point where they can, maybe reclaim the surface area of the planet or whatever. How do they know the radiation levels of the surface above them and not know the radiation levels within their own vault? Do they not have scanners with all these, pit boys that can, scan? Somebody didn't scan one time. I mean, how hard would it be? Um, and then after that, they, show how the other vault, got overtaken, and these people really are bandits from the surface. Well, wouldn't the other vault that's connected to this vault like not have like um an SOS or a beacon or something to let them know that they're under attack? And how did the bandits get into the vault to start with? That's what I want to know. Okay. And then after that, she picks up, after they're under attack, she picks up a tranquilizer gun. Um, why did she go for a tranquilizer gun of all things and not a real gun? And even afterwards, when she goes out into the world, um, I know the bandits took some of their guns or whatever, but they killed some of the bandits. There should be at least a few guns left or something. Um, why did she go out into the world with the tranquilizer gun of all things? Why did she not have a real gun? I mean, she's trained with it. Why not use it? If you're more competent with a rifle, use a rifle. Okay, and that's Lucy and the Vault Dweller. Okay, then we go towards the Brotherhood of Steel. Okay, with Maxon. He is upset because he didn't become Squire. Um, it's not fully known whether or not he put the razor blades in that boy's boot, and the razor blades somehow fillet his leg to the bone almost. I don't know how that happens. Um, why would you not shake your boots before you put them on? This takes place in a desert environment. I've been in the desert, people. An army. You always check your boots before you put them on. There was times when I was in the desert, I didn't even take my boots off. I just loosened them up. I didn't fully take them off. And even when I did, I stuffed socks down into my boots to keep stuff from getting into them. Scorpions, rattlesnakes, spiders, etc. And you might say, well, you're taking the risk of athlete's foot, whatever. But athlete's foot is cured with a spray. There's no spray for, a rattlesnake bite or a scorpion bite or, a poisonous bite from some type of venomous animal. I'd rather take my chances with the athlete's foot versus, a poisonous animal any day of the week. Okay. Then we move on and we see the cowpoke or whatever the cowboy guy has become a ghoul now. Now they show the his grave or whatever, and they get this from the game. Um, it's like IV bags, but it's like the rat away that they use in the game. I don't know why a ghoul would need rat away because um, they're resistant to radiation, so they don't need radiation resistance or rat away or anything. They already have it built into them. That's what causes them to mutate in the first place and become a ghoul. And they're also immortal, but they don't need that. This whole episode, it stems from people writing about things they have no understanding of. They're writing, a, a game that they probably never played before. They're, it's talking about shooting guns or, combat, and they've probably never been in a fight. They probably never shot a weapon. It's probably somebody, who's liberal, who wants a revolution but doesn't want to do it with guns. And they don't really like guns, but they know they have to write it in there. And they don't know anything about a gun, and the stuff that they do and say doesn't make sense. Um, the latter part, I've heard that it falls apart after about the fifth, about the fourth or fifth episode is where a lot of changes start, coming to place. And the first three are written and directed by the same person, and then after that, there's different director and there's a different writers that come in the kitchen, and it got too many cooks in the kitchen, and they take away too many different directions. Um, it's like like one of those '90s kids shows. I can only imagine it being like one of those '90s kids shows where they'll have to come in there and introduce their names. Like I'm Emily, I'm Peter, I'm Patrick, and then they all come in and they all want to get their little 2 cents in. And they just make a mess out of it. But I'm disappointed at it. I mean, they could have taken this show in so many different directions. The Fallout universe takes place all over the country, um, from Washington D.C. to Boston to Nevada to all over the place, and it's such an expansive universe. I mean, it's even got aliens and everything involved in the games. So, like I said, they could have took this in so many different directions, and they chose to do what they did. Um, that's just kind of disappointing. A lot of stuff they didn't explain about the divergence and the technology. about how we went to nuclear power stuff, and they didn't explain that at all. So it might leave people a little bit lost. I've never played the games, don't know anything about it. But that's my take on it. Let me know what you think, how you feel about it. Sea Salt Sanji, peace.